Welcome to episode 4 of the Unfunny Inc. podcast. As per usual, no other member of Unfunny Inc. is here besides me and Mr. JO3.
Hey.
But that's beside the point. Let's,
That's just the
let's
norm, man. That's just how it
that's
be.
just a normal.
We're also
Yeah,
not going to talk about how the original plan to record this on like Friday didn't happen. We're just gonna it's definitely still Friday at 9 p.m. when we usually record these, even though we've only recorded like one at that time.
totally.
Um Episode, what is this, 3 or 4? It doesn't matter, all right?
It's 4. This
It's
is episode
4.
4.
It's
We have
4.
recorded 4 episodes. This is episode 4.
The third may have not gone out though, but it may have just did a Cheesus compilation. But that's still episode 3. Shush.
We made an actual episode.
We
It counts.
did. We
Just
did.
didn't work.
Yeah, no. Thanks OBS for breaking that specific time. Any other time I've used OBS, it seems to be fine. It's just that one time it decided to jack up the audio, so we're gonna hope that doesn't happen again. It sounded fine after our audio test. So yeah, it's gonna be more like episode 1. We won't have a specific subject. We just kind of have a bunch of bullet points and stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just go with the very generic question. How was your week, Justin?
My week? Oh, it's been great, let me tell you. By Tuesday, I have to write a 5-page essay, and then by the end of the
Oh
week, I have to
yeah.
write 3 more essays. So
Oh,
we're doing
that
great.
sounds great, man. Yeah, you see,
And you?
well, I had to go to this place called the DMV. That most people, I
Oh,
think,
it's a
like
good
if
start.
it's in like what 49 states. I don't know. Some states are weird and have something else, or like you have to go to
Oh,
your state by some a different place. Doesn't matter. So if you have a DMV, you know how hellacious it is. And so I went there like Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know. So sometime and to do a thing, and then they didn't let me do the thing because this thing I needed called a proof of enrollment that you need when you're a high schooler and a minor, and I'm a minor for like 2 more weeks. Um, so you need your address on that, and because mine didn't have, they didn't put the address down on the new one because it expires after some time. You got to get a new one. For all the children that are too young to have to deal with this pain yet, congratulations, you're gonna have to deal with it soon. Um, so we go there. I have like 3 other things that have my address, but they don't take them, so I don't get to take the thing that I needed to take. So that's cool. Fuck the DMV. Anyways, shit, are we
yeah,
30 seconds? Yeah, okay, yeah,
DMV.
we're over 30 seconds, and it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, no, fuck the DMV. Yeah, that was my week, and then now I'm behind on school shit because I prioritized that for like 3 days. So that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's always fun.
it's fine. It's fine.
It's fun. We graduate like in a month, and then maybe, just maybe, we may actually be able to get these out on time because we'll have more free time. Maybe.
Maybe we'll start a Stardew Valley Let's Play. Ayo.
Ayo. That's not going on this channel.
No, not at all.
No, no, no. Yeah, it's no, no. Yeah. We also were gonna have a guest, and that also never worked out. We could talk about that too. I don't
No.
think I've publicly talked about that, at least on this channel, because we haven't had a fucking podcast since then. We were gonna have a guest for the original episode 3, like the very original one, and then we ended up reviewing WrestleMania, and then the UCL that never got seen the light of day. But that's fine.
Yeah,
That was the original plan, though, was to have a
I
guest.
I talked about the guest
Yeah,
situation yesterday in a video I filmed, but that video is never gonna see the light of day.
probably
Uh,
not.
because let's just say I was a little upset when no one showed up yesterday.
Hey, listen, this ain't no make believe. Come on. I got up.
JO3 may have been asleep.
I, yes, I got up at like 4 a.m. yesterday or the day before. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yesterday. And went to sleep at like 8 p.m. Woke up at like 9:50 something. Saw that Justin was pissed and nobody else showed up. I was like, sounds about right. And then went
yeah.
back to sleep.
See, I wasn't mad that you didn't show up because you've showed up to every other one.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I would have showed up
Just
at
gonna leave it
10,
at
but
that.
you were already off. I was like, well, shit, it's fine. We'll probably end up doing it sometime.
Especially when I moved the time back that we scheduled
Yeah, yeah, we moved time back because
for a certain person.
somebody
But
said, I'll say it. Somebody said 9:30 was better than they still didn't show up.
Yeah, they were, as they would say, if I can find it.
Sweet hair,
Let
yeah.
me go to general real quick.
To the general.
Oh,
They,
yeah,
I believe they weren't
here it
home.
is. Yes, they said, in quotes, "I'm not home, LOL." Let me tell you, I was not laughing out loud when they weren't home at 9:30 when I pushed the time back to 9:30 for them. But
And
besides the
we had
point.
planned the time for like 3 days in advance.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
And we set the time for the guest podcast episode to coincide with something they had to do as well. And again, they didn't
They
show up
didn't
for that
show
one
up.
either.
No, they did that. We were gonna do that. We did that one was also conveniently on a Friday, strictly for them, and then because we were gonna do it Saturday, or was it the other way around? I think it was we were gonna do it Saturday.
Uh,
I
we
think.
hadn't decided. Our guests
I think.
either could do it at really late at night on a Friday or really early in the morning on a Saturday. I'd say early, but it was like probably at 10 when we would
Mm,
have started.
well, we tried Friday and it didn't work out. To be fair,
Yeah,
it didn't happen anyway because our guests, the Wi-Fi decided to just crash. Very
yeah.
unfortunate. So that just didn't end up getting even recorded. But that would have been it. Yeah. That, it's been a rough time for the what the fuck's this podcast? Oh, Unfunny podcast.
Unfunny podcast.
Dude, I've been a part of so many shitty podcasts. I
So
forget.
speaking of rough times, let's go on to our first topic. You have talked about this pretty recently, but
Oh,
this is a
oh,
podcast, so
oh.
uh,
You're
the
right.
topic of demotivation.
Some people don't believe that existing. It starts with an A, ends with an Anksky. But it's fine. I disagree, but it's fine. If you don't think
Fine.
motivation exists for some reason or demotivation, that's your opinion, and we'll move on. Yeah, I made a video on this like a couple days ago, bro. I've been up since 2 a.m. I don't know. I think I like an hour long nap before this. It's fine. So yeah, if it's specifically like how we dealt with it and stuff, different experiences on that. Bruh, I'm gonna be real, it's hitting hard right now because of just a lot of IRL shit.
Yeah, I
Like
feel that
I just
heavy.
canceled my streams until the next JO3 SMP lore stream because I just didn't want to feel like I just didn't
See,
feel like
that's the
streaming.
difference between me and you. You cancel your streams, I just don't stream.
Yeah,
I was supposed to stream on Thursday. That never happened. I'm definitely not
yeah,
streaming
it's
today.
just yeah.
So,
Yeah,
beside the point.
I like streaming. It's just like right now I can't bring myself to like click start streaming. I don't have an issue of
I
recording. I just feel like I don't have the energy or motivation to try to be entertaining for like an hour or two, like nonstop, which is what you kind
uh
of have to do live streaming.
yeah. I
That's
like streaming
just
as well. I just have other things I much rather and need to prioritize at the moment. So
that's
it's
fair.
just it's not justifiable for me
Yeah,
to stream at the moment.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I I I have things I also need to prioritize for once. And well, I don't want to, but I need to for like another month until I graduate, thank fuck.
Pretty
Um
much.
and yeah, like dude, I have the time, don't get me wrong. That's not the issue per se. It's more of just I don't have any just extra energy to expel on it because I'm just annoyed by everything and everything just I don't know.
Yeah, I think the energy part like the biggest part of it because I technically have the extra time to do it,
Right.
but I don't want to spend that time like exalting my energy. I don't want
Right.
to, and because like I said, I like streaming, but I still definitely see it as like a task. It's something that
Yeah.
it's something that takes a lot out of you,
Oh yeah, no,
especially when
definitely.
you do it right before you go to sleep. But maybe that's just not the
Well,
best of planning on my part.
I mean, it's not the worst time to do it. It's better than doing it right when you wake up. That's just a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Learn from me when I used to do like noon streams when I woke up at like 11. It's fine. Uh, No, I was gonna do like an earlier stream today, and then I just canceled because I couldn't. I was did not have the energy. Just didn't. More important things to worry about right now. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Same thing with like YouTube. Like at this point, I don't like I still uploaded, but like I wasn't really caring if I got the video done for today or not for my channel.
Mm.
I did, a bit late, going out an hour later than normal, but I got it done. I hadn't started until like 11 a.m. So
Mm.
it's a very short video, very basic video, because I just didn't really have the energy. It doesn't help I didn't have anything recorded because I just haven't been able to record all week. That's not part of
I
like the
feel
whole
that.
demotivation thing, but yeah. I have the recording with underscore, but I can only use like 5 minutes of it, so I probably will just scrap that.
Yeah.
Um,
And at least for me, like a lot of demotivation that I see other people face is usually because they're not like getting enough growth or the same growth that they were once getting. And
mm,
when it comes to me and demotivation, it's never about the numbers. I don't care about the numbers in that sense. Like the numbers don't motivate me to stream or post videos. I mean, if numbers motivated me to post YouTube videos, I would have been posting YouTube videos after the last video that I did,
the
but
last
I
video
haven't.
2 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Uh,
most viewed video I've posted on any channel ever in like
mm-hmm.
3 years, I think.
Yeah.
Um, so it's not numbers that like gets me down. It's just
It's
it's a really long process if you want to make a high quality video, and I'm not going to post a video if I don't think it's high quality. It's
that's
living up
fair.
to the standards of what I want to post that demotivates me because I don't feel like I can.
Yeah, that's fair.
And same with streams. If I'm not really energetic, I'm not going to stream because it's not going to be high quality.
Right. No, that's fair. I'm a similar boat. Admittedly half my shit I just rush because it's YouTube. I have to keep some sort of consistency, or else they don't like pushing people.
Yeah.
But like I've got it's gotten to the point where I'm just like I'm gonna try to upload once a week at least, but like if I don't got anything done, I'm not gonna worry about it. Or if there's a video that's if the video's just not good,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like rush it out. Today's was a bit of an exception. I mean, it's like a teaser video basically for the next JO3 SMP video, so that's fine. Um, next
Speaking
weekend's
of
video is gonna be pretty fun.
JO3 SMP, me and a couple people have to film some lore at some point whenever that's
Yeah,
going to get done.
it's kind of holding us up a little bit scheduling that.
Hmm.
This is why it's been like me and Justin for most of the lore.
I'm hoping Tuesday. I think Tuesday would be a good day.
That'd be good, yeah. That would work. That would work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of JL3 SMP, that's like one of our things we
JO3.
just have to talk about here.
Yeah, just nothing
Just
about
and
it, just JO3
just
SMP.
JL3 SMP. So like as a broad subject, for those
Yeah.
who don't know what that is, which I mean, there's probably out of our like 15 listeners, probably like at least half of you would say it's an SMP I have. It's like a story based SMP. It's gone through some struggles. We'll say that like
Hmm.
everything I do on the internet. And but we're okay. We're in a decent spot now. Things are starting to progress a little bit. Just took a little bit of time.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's been a lot of behind the scenes issues with trying to get this lore started.
yeah. I've had to rewrite the first just bit of the
Probably like
lore.
4 or 5 times.
Yeah, and that's just the first bit. I've had to rewrite the overall thing like 3 or 4 times as well because people keep
Yeah.
leaving or their name is starts with a D, ends with a Dylan Crimson.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, deleted user on Discord.
Deleted you delete.
Deleted user 101's a bunch of other things. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I don't feel like reading out. So yeah, that jacks everything up, and then somebody joined, so I have to write them in, which isn't as big of a deal because I brought them in, makes sense. I'm fine with that, but Just
Yeah, I
sucks when
think
I have to rewrite things constantly.
we've had two people leave that we had playing like pretty major parts in the first
Yeah,
storyline.
for the first season,
And
yeah.
then one of the people that are technically still here aren't. They
They
just
just
haven't been on the server more than once.
yeah, the people that haven't been on more than once are just not in the story.
Yeah,
Uh, then there's this kid named Lewis that left and came back, and now has a weird thing in his basement on the server. But that's fine.
that's not part of the lore.
That's not canon. It's just a thing he has that I
Not
wanted to point out.
canonical.
No.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, that's that. Other stuff. Hopefully we'll get through the next bit of lore so I can actually stream again. And do more at least lore
Or we
shit.
could just nod and just hold your stream,
I mean, I'll
your
stream again
channel
anyway.
hostage.
I'll stream again anyway in like a week if it's not done
Yeah,
by then. It's just I've used that as a
it better be done by then, I
reasoning.
swear.
Oh yeah, I hope so. Uh, yeah, there's not much else to say. The most recent people we brought in was like, fuck, what's name? It's Flower Prince, like Floor from Ender
Oh,
Falls for
oh,
anyone who's an
zero
Ender Falls
four, I
fan,
think it is.
something like that. We brought them in and a friend of theirs from Ender Falls SMP back in the day.
And they seem to be pretty active, so
Yeah, they streamed
good.
last night, I think. I just haven't caught it yet.
Yeah,
And then the other one was like underscore, who just kind of forced his way in. He's lucky. He's lucky. We like wild or aces. He's pretty chill. Or
he's
else he would. uh, or else we don't know. Who knows? Mr. Harpo underscore on Java edition. So I don't
yeah,
know. S&P's. I'd like to bring in more people, but at the same time, just trying to get through this damn lore between you and two other people.
yeah,
Specifically because one person likes to work, gets a lot of hours and works a lot and is never available.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of never available, there are some wrestlers that are no longer available to work for the
Oh, we're
WWE.
gonna talk about the releases. Oh boy.
Let's talk about the releases. This is just, it's become a tradition that no one is excited for.
Nah.
It's just a day that everyone's dreading. It's like,
Good old
God,
April 15th. Yeah.
whose favorite wrestlers are gonna get released this year?
Yoshitatsu. I mean,
Yoshitatsu. I mean,
Samoa
get him out the
Joe.
door. We don't wanna.
Samoa Joe. God,
Samoa Joe.
what a
What a
fucking
waste of
tragedy.
potential.
What a fucking tragedy. Man's is gonna go do good shit somewhere else, but like
That's the hope.
that's fucking tragic, dude. How the fuck do you release Samoa Joe? Like even if you're not gonna let him wrestle, put him in a fucking producer role or
How do
something,
you
dude.
break up the Iconics
How do
and
you
then release them
how do you
when
break
they don't do anything in their singles career? You have women's tag team belts, but you break up your only women's tag team that already exists. Why?
Yeah. Then you throw in a bunch of other teams together. Don't get me wrong, I was all for the Tamina train winning, but then they didn't win in the end.
Then you give
Um,
us Nia and Shayna for a year.
like, bro, how do you break up the Iconics? Have them do nothing for a year. Not even reunite them at the perfect time of WrestleMania, where you easily could have written Carmella out and had Kay's partner be Royce. Just reunite the Iconics and then have them go on to win or whatever. Easy story there. That's what everyone would have wanted
It's
with
such a
your
good story.
with your
That would have
useless
popped
ass tag
Twitter so
titles.
hard.
Bro, I hate the fact NXT had to make women's tag titles, but honestly, they've already been booked better than the women's
They've
tag
already
titles
been
have in the
booked so
last two
much better.
years. And the NXT Women's Division is even drier than the main roster tag
Like, I
division.
know there's this like thing where all the WWE releases are gonna go to AEW, but I hope the Iconics go to AEW. I think they could
Oh, the
actually do good
well,
things there.
Peyton is at least
Hayden
going to.
should. Hayden should.
She's gonna go anywhere in
Maybe
the
she can
states.
elevate Sean Spear,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. John
the
Spears, Billy
chairman.
probably will fall out. I want to see Joe go back. Honestly, I
I want
don't
to see Joe
really.
go to Impact.
Yeah, I want to see him go back to Impact. Honestly.
And you can still have him face like Kenny and
Yeah. Well, yeah, they
whoever
got
you
like a
want from
partnership
AEW. They
going.
got a
That's
partnership.
fine. Yeah. Just put him on Impact, bro. Have him kick everyone's ass. Come back, be the dominant like heel of the company again.
He would pop ratings at this point,
Impact's
just because
yeah.
people
Hey,
want to see Joe.
Impact's yeah. I mean, and Impact's not a. Honestly, it's an underrated show, in my humble opinion. They're not the greatest show of the week. Don't get me wrong, but like they got the roster, they have the talent to honestly put on a decent week to week show. It's just nobody
Yeah,
watches. Uh,
yeah.
like I mean,
Speaking of a wrestling show, nobody's gonna watch. MLW got a TV deal on
oh,
Vice.
thought we were gonna talk about our fake release wrestling association or whatever
Oh
we were to
God.
call
Oh God.
it. So
APW reboot.
oh yeah. So just for fun, like the night after the releases, or like the night I don't remember, somewhere closer to
It
the when
was a
the
night or
releases
two
happened,
afterwards.
we decided, hey, let's do something really stupid. Let's take the releases of like the last 5 or 6 years and make a roster out of it, and then
And then
like
we
a
did.
thing. And then our world champion was Rhino. We used a spinner to decide over our first champions. Our internet champion was Alex Riley. Our tag champs were FTR, the only one that makes sense. And then the women's champ
Hey, don't hate on A-Rai.
was it Zelina Vega or was it someone else that was
Is
women's
Zelina
champ?
Vega.
Yeah. So like
It was the spinner did us dirty. We had some top quality
yeah, like
talent, and then
Coho
they just
Loon.
said no. Yeah, like Ho
Not John Moxley, not Stardust or Goldust,
No, Ho
because it's
Loon.
funny to have the Dust Brothers. Yes, they're the Dust Brothers.
The Dust Brothers.
Yeah. Nah. It was like from 2016 to this year releases, so we just brought in Cody Rhodes and made him Stardust again, and brought in Dust and made him Goldust and called them the Dust Brothers.
Yes.
And then there
It
was
was
Heath Slater.
necessary, very necessary. He
And his tag partner Rhino became world
a
champion.
world champion.
Oh, so tragic.
It's how it goes sometimes, isn't it?
That's how it happens when you let a spinner decide. It's okay.
Yeah.
What tag team? Oh, it was the Colognes. They almost won the tag
It just
titles.
shows that spinners are not good for wrestling. You know, you have the spinner belt, then you have the stupid random spinner. We should just get
Yeah,
rid of spinners in wrestling.
clearly, just not a good idea.
Start a
That's
straight to hell series just so we can send spinner belts straight to
hey,
hell.
hey Ross, get us on straight to hell.
Ayo, Ross.
It's gonna get like 10 views.
We're gonna get like 10 views. God.
uh, oh, do we want to? Since we're on the topic of wrestling, do we want to do the and I quote Wrestlemania recap since the fucking audio didn't work for the actual third episode?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about that.
All right, Roman Reigns
I
is
don't know where
fucking
you got this
garbage.
quote from, but
Uh,
okay.
Roman Reigns is fucking garbage. All right, move it on.
All right, that was a good recap. Sounds pretty accurate.
No,
No, I was arguing with someone over Facebook,
everyone's
because I
favorite
get on
social
that every
media.
once in a while,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Uh,
That's where you get all your
and
great wrestling opinions.
yeah, it is actually.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I was on WWE's page and it was showing like Paulo, I think, because whatever the guy's name is gonna be, I don't know. I didn't watch
Daba
SmackDown if they have.
Kato.
Yeah, Kato. Who knows what they'll rename him?
It's
But
General like Azine or as I don't know. I don't know how to say
yeah,
his name.
apparently he helped Apollo win this past week or
Apparent.
something like that.
Oh, this past way. I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say. Apparently, he helped him win a Mania. Like we didn't watch it
No,
live.
that did happen, but apparently he helped him win this past week. And someone
No.
said, "Oh, great, just another Roman Reigns." And then someone replied to that like, "Oh, that's just heel booking." And I said, "If you think that's just heel booking, you obviously have not been watching wrestling wrong,
No.
long." And that didn't sit well, to say the
Yeah.
least, with this person. And then I said, "You can have a dominant heel champ," and they said, "Name them." Like there's a lack of dominant heel champs.
Gender
So
Mahal.
Shayna, I listed the list of Shayna Baszler in NXT,
Yeah.
our boy Bork,
Bork,
uh,
Bork, Bork.
Tommaso Ciampa, superstar Billy Graham. Definitely didn't use the internet for that one. Was definitely alive for that. Uh,
Yeah.
Orton after Evolution, but before Legacy.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I thought that was a pretty good list, so I stopped. Obviously, I could have named more because there are a very big amount of dominant heel champs,
No,
just not in recent history.
Jericho 2008, and it's the big heel running
Heck,
against
even
HBK.
even in Jericho's AEW run, he didn't really use the inner circle that much.
Not
At least not in
really.
every match.
Not really. I mean, they were there, but like they didn't interfere half the time. I think,
Yeah.
and that's the big issue. I
They
mean,
they interfered during gimmick matches, but that's to be
yeah.
expected.
Oh, here, well, it's not. That's not really the issue. The issue, like with Roman Reigns, you can't book a. Yeah, we'll keep it shorter this time. We ranted about him for like 30 minutes, and when we reviewed WrestleMania,
Obviously.
Mania itself, by the way, was pretty solid show. It wasn't bad.
Pretty good show.
They've
As was
edited
NXT.
Peacock is trash as usual. They edited out the rain delay and Mandy Rose's
I
fall.
presume they'll put it on YouTube.
They
Just
haven't yet, but
uh, let's hope they do, because it
yeah,
was good promos.
there was genuinely good promo. I mean, it's somebody will upload it if they don't. It's the
Yeah,
internet. Uh, Somebody probably already has, but yeah, it's fine.
probably.
And Mandy Rose's slip is definitely on some subreddit.
Both slips.
Yeah, both slips. uh, but WrestleMania as a whole is pretty solid. Rain the second night's main event, is the only issue, and Peacock be just breaking. Um,
For
Roman
you. It didn't break
Reigns,
for me.
yeah, Roman Reigns is the Discord broke for both of us though, which is always
That did
great.
happen, yes.
Uh, Roman Reigns is a shitty champ, and I don't understand how people still enjoy heel Reigns. Uh,
Yeah, you can't have a guy book so dominantly as a face, and then as soon as they turn heel, be as weak as Seth Rollins was when he was
well, not
champ.
even that. They still try to play him up as like the most dominant champion, but he literally hasn't won a match clean since like October.
Yeah,
So I mean, he's the weakest champ possibly
I
in the
just I don't
company.
understand how you go from beating John Cena, Brock Lesnar,
The
and
Undertaker at
Undertaker at
Mania,
WrestleMania
even
to
if
not beat
even if it wasn't
Kevin
Prime
Owens
Taker,
once.
yeah, even if it wasn't Prime Taker, like you're still one of the only two people, and you beat the other guy that beat him at Mania and ended the most legendary streak in wrestling history. Like,
He's lost like 3 times, and none of them counted. What is
yeah,
this?
yeah, like Reigns is a shitty champion. I
The
know
thing,
it's
the thing
building
that
to
I
Rock
argued.
Reigns, but I
Oh
don't.
yeah, 100% here.
Yeah.
I'll mention that Facebook thing one more time. To quote what I said, at this point, it's just lazy and repetitive. It makes me not want to watch the product, not watch to see who beats the heel, which is the
Hmm.
point of having a heel as champ, is to get people to watch to see who's going to beat the heel because no one's supposed to like the heels.
Yeah.
It's go away heat,
Oh yeah.
to put it
What's the
plain and
reason people
simple.
like Brian Zane have stopped their Raw and SmackDown reviews because the products are just that bad?
No one wants to watch Raw or Smack.
Yeah. I think Cultaholics also ending graded for Raw and SmackDown, but I could be wrong on
Yeah,
that.
I think that's just because they don't get views though.
Well, yeah, because no one wants to watch. No one gives a shit about Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
just gonna be a bunch of like lists and then straight to hell
yeah. Well, I think they're still doing NXT. I may be
and
wrong.
tiers,
Yeah,
tier lists, and ranking
I think
videos
they're still doing
because
at
those
least.
bang views for them.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought they were still reviewing NXT and AEW, but I could be wrong. Maybe.
They may be.
They might just be ending graded,
That's
given
actual
like
good
what
wrestling
happened
though.
at. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, like people are stopped just getting done, just even watching the product. That's shit, dude. If you're even the
Yeah,
YouTubers whose job it is to cover your product, don't want to cover your product, it's shit and
yeah,
unenjoyable.
yeah.
And that starts at when you look at a failing product, you look at the top first, and your tops are Bobby Lashley, who is on a very decent run. Maybe not completely booking wise, but like he's looking dominant. Then you break up the Hurt Business, and like it's clear he's losing the Drew again, right? He's losing the Drew at
He's gonna
WrestleMania
lose to Drew
Backlash.
Avery. He
Yeah,
better
like
not. I swear, I'll be so upset.
I just want
Like, if he's gonna lose to Drew, you should have just had him lose at Mania to get the pop.
yeah, like I don't hate Drew. He just needs to be out of the title picture for at least like a couple months, dude.
Couple of months to like SummerSlam, please.
Like you can't have the same guy in every WWE title match for like a year and not expect him to get. This is the same issue they had of Cena and Reigns. Like
Yeah,
Drew is the most like out of the three, he's the most like organically grown into a main eventer. But even
hmm
then, people will still get tired of somebody. And then you look at the top of SmackDown, and then there's Roman Reigns, and no one goes, I don't
Like,
know
look,
how.
look at Cena. Cena grew organically into a main eventer,
Well, yeah, when he
and then they kept
first,
pushing
yeah,
him down everyone's throats
yeah.
until he just got booed.
And then they made him Fruity Pebbles Man instead of Doctor of Thugonomics Man eventually.
Yes.
And that was, I mean, they went PG, so I understand, but it also sucked. Uh,
Yeah.
so like you can, and Reigns, like when he came back and came as a heel and stuff, that was an organic reaction. Everybody was hyped when he first won.
We
It was
popped.
dope.
We popped
Oh yeah,
hard
no.
when he came back.
And I enjoyed his matches with Jey Uso, shockingly. They were
Yeah.
good matches. It's just after like the match with Drew, which was kind of expected Jey to interfere because that was the first match after he joined Reigns, or first pay per view
Yeah.
after he joined Reigns. I understood that one. And then he just kept doing the same thing every match, and then at Mania he was just constantly there. It was basically a like two v
It was
one v one,
basically yeah.
and it was just a very fucking annoying.
It was
Reigns,
it was a triple threat match, but Edge and Bryan would just team up every time Jey Uso interfered,
yeah,
just to get him out of the picture.
yeah, like it's just annoying. Reigns can just have Reigns actually win clean for once, dude. And he's facing Bryan, I think, on next week's SmackDown. Well, it'll be this week's by the time this goes up.
I think
And it's
so.
like a title versus like brand or some shit. Like if Bryan loses, he has to leave SmackDown. I know there's like reports he's kind of just done. He's kind of just
Yeah, I've
he's
seen
not
that as
feeling it
well.
anymore. Which we already knew he's gonna transition to a part timer, so that's probably what this is.
Probably.
Which that's his prerogative. I mean, fair enough.
Fair enough. Man's been
got
in the
two.
wrestling industry forever.
He's been wrestling for like 20 years. Got two kids. I understand.
Yeah.
If he wants to,
And he
slightly
has
wrap it up.
like, concussion and neck issues.
Yeah, well, he wants to wrestle outside of Dub too before he fully retires. I know that he
Yeah.
wants to wrestle at I think it was
He wants to go
CMLL or
wrestle Kenny
something.
Omega.
There was a specific show he wanted, a specific anniversary show. I think it was CMLL, but I could be wrong.
Hmm.
Um, that he wants to
Um,
work before he retires.
Speaking of wrestling outside of WWE, there's an event tomorrow. Bit of
Shit,
a
is there?
pay-per-view going on. Yep.
Uh,
It's the Rebellion 2021
oh yeah, Impact. They
tomorrow.
exist. All
Yep.
right.
Uh,
I just talked about them
let's just
earlier.
talk about the main event
Oh,
because it's the
Kenny
only one
Omega
people
winning.
actually care about. Kenny Omega versus
Kenny Omega winning
Rich
because there's
Swann.
no way in
Yeah,
hell
just
Rich Swann wins the AEW title.
yeah.
It's
Kenny Omega's about to
oh,
kill Rich Swann.
Omega's about to hold a title from Mexico, the AEW title and the Impact World title, all at the same
And
time.
then he's gonna go to Japan and win that title from
Yeah,
Kota Ibushi.
you mean Will Ospreay?
Yeah,
Will Ospreay,
my
the
bad.
the new shitty IWGP Heavyweight title.
I stopped caring about New Japan when they got rid of the most beautiful title in wrestling.
Yeah, that's fair.
It
Office
was very
IC title.
disappointing.
No, I was disappointed.
They got rid of such a great title for the Divas title. I'm like, why?
Look, if they had came back with another Fire title, I wouldn't have cared, but they
Bro, it
didn't.
looks like something out of freaking Power Rangers.
Yeah. So it's Cody Rhodes Nightmare Family tattoo. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's a Divas title.
God.
No, it's I don't
And then, they do they have Coda freaking unify the belts, just have him drop it like immediately.
yeah,
Why?
first defense after he unifies, I think, or second, whatever, to Osprey.
Just give Osprey the IC.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. Well, now they only have basically one, and whenever the U.S. title gets back to the Japan, if they do, two mid card titles. They don't have an upper mid card title anymore, so that's going to be interesting to see over the next couple years as things open. Or actually just a couple months as things open back up, like travel wise.
Yeah.
To see if
It's
they.
it's it's nothing against Osprey either. Osprey's freaking amazing
I
at
mean,
wrestling.
he's got allegations he's still got to address, but besides those, yeah, he's a really good
Besides though,
wrestler. Really good wrestler. Um, and he knows. I don't know. I mean, it's fine. He's gonna be a good champ. It's just I don't know. The title looks
yeah,
like shit, and Kota lost it like 3 months after he won it, the original heavyweight title, and then like a month after debuting that one.
yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
wrestling things. It's a weird time right now. But if we we've talked about wrestling for like 20 minutes, we could
yeah, it's how our wrestling conversations work. They just go on for ages.
that's true. That's true. So let's move on to some stuff. We'll
Yes.
shift this a little bit to avoid getting like too deep into it. But here we have and I quote, "The state of the world. If we can talk about it while not getting too political, which it's just
Yes.
us, so we should be fine."
It's just us.
Um,
It should be okay.
so we'll morph that around into like a couple other questions, like, oh, what are we gonna do like in the next couple months? Which the first thing, the boys are going. It's gonna be like a couple days after this, by the time it goes up. The boys are going
Yes.
bowling and shit. Cause fuck prom. Fuck COVID prom. If it wasn't COVID prom,
Yeah.
I would be tempted to go.
Prom this
Um,
year is gonna suck.
yeah, no, I'm not. I didn't have a prom last year. Thanks, shout out to COVID, and then shout out to COVID again for fucking up this year's prom.
What I
Uh,
think I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna rent a tux and then just go around on a random day, just taking pictures with people and be like, well, that's all I was gonna do at prom anyways, so we're good.
just be there for 20 minutes and leave. Get the expense pass taken. No, the boys are going bowling. The boys are just having a night out with the boys.
Yeah, the boys are having fun.
Unfunny vlog. No.
Maybe.
Well, it'd be like three fourths of Unfunny Inc. and then like people who aren't associated with the channel whatsoever.
No, someone else gonna call cheese.
Just call Jesus. Yeah.
Have a monk
Uh,
voice the whole time.
yeah. We're just gonna be hanging out, have some fun and
Yeah,
shit, and then over the summer, who the fuck knows? I mean, my family's planning a trip. I'm sure yours will do at least one trip over the summer. Most families
at
like to
least
do that.
one.
Just trips to places. Mine's gonna be to one of the states that like doesn't make people wear masks, and is kind of just chilling because they have Florida men. It's Florida. Um,
It says Florida man with that one saying Florida first.
yeah. Sort of right after. It's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna be going. As of now, we're gonna be taking a trip. Like we're gonna be staying like a couple of nights at different places. I know at one point I'll be going to St. Augustine because my family wants to go there. You know,
Mm.
the oldest city in the country.
Uh,
So and that should be fun. But like
I
other than
think
that,
over this after graduation, I'm going to Niagara Falls
mm,
because my parents want to take me somewhere I actually haven't been on the East Coast,
gotcha. Yeah,
and I don't want to go to New York City. I have no desire to go there.
I would never go there. There's a reason the person that should be everyone's favorite YouTuber, Jay Schlatt, left. Um,
There's a reason people just leave New
yeah,
York.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. Oh
not a
yeah,
good place to be in.
oh yeah, no, not at all.
I wouldn't mind
Uh,
living in upstate New York. I just wouldn't want to be in the city.
right. Like,
God, that
nah,
place is
nah. Look,
chaotic.
I'd rather, well, without naming names, I'd rather have stick to having a governor that just kind of just sits there than having one that's named Andrew Cuomo. Um, so you know, um,
It's okay.
he can't hurt the children in like many states away. It's fine.
Yeah, that's not
Um,
even like a Republican Democrat thing. That's just
that's just Andrew Cuomo. Nobody likes Andrew
yeah.
Cuomo.
No one seems to like Cuomo. Not even New Yorkers like Cuomo anymore.
No, no one likes Cuomo. That's not even That's not even to be like a fully like political thing.
Yeah.
It's just making fun of people that no one likes, and but they somehow stay in office.
Mm,
Um,
mm. Yeah, that
just
seems
how
to
it
be how it
is.
goes.
Yeah, I don't have many other plans. I had to go waste some money next in like the fall to go get a degree I'll probably never use.
I gotta
Um,
waste even more money to go
oh,
get a degree.
you gotta waste more
But
money than me just for room and board.
pretty much. That's
I,
pretty much all it
yeah,
is. It's
I
just room and board costs.
yeah, I chose the cheap option, but that's only because I had the opportunity to and I took it. I wasn't originally going to. Originally, you're gonna see Unfunny Inc., aka JO3 After Dark vlogs, because it would just be us.
Heyo.
Because we were gonna bunk up, but then things happened and situations changed. So it is what it
I
is.
mean, hey, if you decide to go finish your degree out at the big boy college, I'll be there.
That's true. I mean, I probably will. I can finish it at the local or big boy college, depending on what I want to do. If
Yeah,
I, because that's one of the few bachelor programs one I'm going into that the local one has. But then it's
I
it's
suppose.
it's only in like one specific like branch of like the general like major.
Field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in field. So 50-50. We'll see.
Speaking
That's
of
2 years from
mage,
now. Majors. Oh
yeah,
boy.
being computer stuff.
Computer stuff. Yeah, we'll stick with
Computer
that.
science is at the
That's the major, yeah.
technical. Something you can do with computer science to be more specific, video games.
Oh boy. Yeah. Games.
Me and my great segues.
Yeah.
What's the
Games.
game you're most excited for to come out this
I
year?
don't know.
Honestly, it could end up being a dud, but considering there's been no other like big games announced, I think for me it's got to be 2K 22.
I'm interested to see how 2K turns out, but at the same time, I don't really have a game I'm hyped for.
I'm being optimistic with
That's fair.
2K 22.
So
We've given
like,
them a year.
that's fair.
Let's hope they can do something good.
Yeah. I have a very loud family. I apologize.
Hmm.
I don't like this shit too. Oh well,
I'm
I
just
tried.
glad to be getting an updated roster.
That's fair. That's the main reason I even care about 2K22 because the roster in 2K19 is starting to feel really out of date.
Yeah, if they would just like transfer 2K19's like game and just give us the roster that 2K 22 would
Hey,
have, I'd
I'm
be
just
completely
saying,
fine.
if 2K20 was just 2K19 with an updated roster, it would have been 100 times better.
Yeah, it would have been 100%.
Like that's all it really. That's all it really needed. Like if
But
2K19 had like the Fiend, had like updated just NXT roster and all that,
yeah,
it'd probably be good.
I'm a little worried still. I know we got a little bit of like animated stuff for this game, but haven't seen much of it yet.
They've just shown a teaser, which looks good. Don't get me wrong, looks really
Yeah,
good. I'm hoping they don't just release it on next gen, which like nobody has.
yeah.
Um, I'm
Can't get next
hoping,
now,
yeah,
please. No.
I'm hoping for 2K22 they still have a current gen version. If they do a 2K23, I'd be
That's what
a
they usually do. They usually wean off the current
yeah.
gen on the next gen.
I think this 2K22 they can't really need to justify a current gen release. I
Yeah.
think 2K23 I could understand starting to move and focus on next gen because by then hopefully they're more available.
Hopefully, you would hope so. I mean, gosh, it'd be a whole like year and a half after drop at that point.
Yeah, well, actually like 2 years at that point.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, you'd hope so, but scalpers are cunts and scum.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I haven't even had a chance to get my hands on a console on a next gen console.
I don't understand the people that just get a console with when they don't have a plan to use it.
Right. Like,
Like, why? You're just taking it away from someone else. It's a
oh
dick
yeah.
move.
Like I'm not I don't use my since I'm a PC pro gamer now. I don't use my console as much as I used to, but I still use it enough to justify upgrading to the new one, to the
Same
series.
here.
Um, I like anytime I don't feel like buying a game again. So
Hmm,
most of the
hmm.
time, if it doesn't just transfer automatically to a PC, then I'll still play it on console. I just don't like stream or anything off console anymore. I still use it enough. Obviously, well, with 2K alone, I play a decent bit.
Yeah, I
And
know.
yeah, just look at my Discord. I'll be on there for like 2 hours, but then I'll say five because I didn't close out the game fully.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's fine. But like going back to the topic of games I'm excited for. I mean, there's not really a specific. I'm not excited. I'm uh, to the point where I don't really get excited for games because I just keep my standards so low that hopefully if it's a finished product it'll be good. Basically, that's the
Yeah,
standards at this point nowadays in gaming. Like,
pretty much.
what games are supposed to come out this year? I think
Not many.
besides 2K, there's a lot of games that have been like announced for this year and next year, but don't have a specific release date, so I don't have much faith in them coming out this year.
Oh, a game
Um,
that applies to you, Subnautica
yeah, it's coming to like,
Below Zero.
yeah, the sequel's coming out in May, so next
Mm-hmm.
month. Well, technically, it's been you can buy it right now. It's beta technically, but I already bought it. But bought it a bit ago. I just haven't played it. I'm waiting to stream it because it'd be a different experience than streaming in Subnautica and like the original because I've played that so fucking much. Going into Below Zero and Nearly Blind will be interesting. Um,
Mm.
but like other than that, I there's not really games that are confirmed to come out this year. There's games that have been
Yeah.
announced that I'm excited for, but they're probably years out. Like new
Uh,
Fable, new some of the stuff at the Game Awards, as shitty as that show was in general, without the award
yeah.
sections at least. I'm not as big in the Pokemon, but I've been getting back into like using my Switch and playing Smash and Pokemon Sword.
Mm.
So I'm kind of interested to see how the next Pokemon, the Gen 4 remakes coming up are. I
Something that hasn't been announced that I'm a little disappointed hasn't been is they haven't announced the new Uncharted game.
mm,
And that's pretty disappointing because Uncharted's like the only thing that could tempt me over to getting a PS5.
yes. I mean, even then it'll be out on PC within the year after it
Yeah,
releases probably.
probably.
There's really like exclusives aren't even really a thing for consoles nowadays. Like
No.
PS5, they're gonna start rolling out other things to PC. Maybe not on
Hmm.
launch, but they will. So there's less reason. So
Yeah, but there hasn't been one like announced
yeah,
yet, which is pretty crazy because they've announced the four
yeah,
Uncharted games so far to
yeah,
coincide pretty much with each PlayStation.
yeah. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know. We'll see what PS5 has cooking. I mean, Xbox still has Game Pass, so it's still superior. Sorry, um,
Yeah. And
just
plus
how it is.
their version of like Game Pass actually has stuff that people want to play on it.
But yeah, Brent, it's got all of the Gears game. It's got all the Fables games. It's got it's got Master Chief Collection, so every Halo, but basically every Halo game that people care about.
Any Halo game worth playing.
Yeah. Um. So like, just with that, and there's so many other games on there. It's just superior. It's just how it is. They
Yeah.
got GTA on there, obviously Minecraft, any Microsoft, like company release or game release. It's gonna be on there. It's stacked for what is it like 10, yeah, $10 a month or 15 if you get ultimate.
Yeah.
So like it's a really good deal. I mean, I'd keep paying for it. I just don't play them. I just all the games that are on there that I want to play, I own. That's the only issue. I own most of them. So,
Yeah.
like my incentive to get it would be to just not have to put in the disc for some of the older ones. Like that's about it. But like for anyone else,
That's fair.
like yeah, I don't know. The gaming scene, if you will, is just kind of in a weird spot right now, and it has been for a
Yeah, it's a
couple of
bit
years.
stagnant.
Yeah, the
Bit
only
stagnant at the moment.
yeah, like the only I'm trying to think just games. I mean, the new Battlefield could blow Call of Duty Cold War out of the water, but I'm at this point I'm not really a first person shooter guy anymore.
I'm not either.
Like I used to be a big Call of Duty guy, but the games are shit now. So I've
Mm.
kind of gotten out of it. I've never been able to really get into Battlefield. I played Battlefield 1, I think, and that's about it. No, never been my thing. But that's gaming stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
It kind of sucks for streaming because there's nothing to look forward to streaming too
not
much.
really. And as a whole, it's just kind of screwed over some streamers. Like any game that's kind of okay. I'm say this, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're just hating on it because it's Fortnite." But I'm gonna talk about why. Like, think about it. Ever since like Fortnite popped off, every game that does get Steam though dies after like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it has made such a shorter shelf life for how popular games are.
Yeah, like if games aren't changing constantly, they just die. Kind of
Yeah.
happened to Among Us, but that's also the devs' fault for only hiring one new
Yeah,
person with all
Among
the
Us was
bank they
more the
made.
dev's fault, let's be honest.
It's more the devs' fault, yes, for not hiring a full-on team when you made bank off Among Us last year.
Yeah.
Can't tell me you didn't, bro. It was top game on Twitch for a hot minute.
It was the top game on Twitch for about probably a month and a half, two
Like,
months.
yeah, and then it was one of the biggest games on YouTube as well. You can't tell me you didn't make bank and you couldn't have hired a full team to keep it going. Like, it's all but dead now at this point, and
The
that's basically the dev's fault. But at the same time, it's just any game. If you think any game that's come out and had like hype since Fortnite popped off, they die so quickly now because Fortnite
Fall Guys,
has, well, yeah, uh, Fall Guys, yeah, I forgot it existed.
right?
But it's just because Fortnite kind of changed everyone's mindsets that a game has to constantly change or else it's going to get boring and die.
Yeah,
People can't play
chess.
the same thing anymore. Yeah, it's, well, chess is ancient.
Don't think it. I don't think it got very popular on release, but it had a resurgence.
Well, yeah, it's ancient. That's a bit different. But like any game that came out since the since Fortnite, it's just
Yeah.
true.
I
Like
mean,
any
I don't know how you're
game,
saying Fortnite's dead. It has 211,000 viewers on Twitch right now.
uh, bruh.
I think there's a tournament going on. I don't know.
Probably that's the only way it gets views nowadays is tournaments.
Yeah,
But like all the big creators have jumped ship from it as well. So you
yeah,
once you lose the creators, like that's when you know your product's shit.
pretty
Because
much.
big
Although
creators will
creators,
do.
what are creators doing right now?
I don't know.
Honestly,
like
Sapnap is playing Uno right now. That is what the creators are doing.
there's no new games right now, dude. Like all the things taking over the game industry. There's fucking Dream SMP and like Minecraft YouTube, and then there's
Yeah.
what? There's nothing. Like there was
Looking at
Valheim
the
for a month.
popular, looking at the like big channels that I'm following, um, a lot of them are in the just chatting category.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Just chatting's like the only thing to do nowadays.
XQC is in just chatting. I don't even follow him. I'm just scrolling through Twitch's homepage. It's just a lot of just chatting.
Yeah,
Like there aren't any games to be excited about
four
right
out of the
now.
6 people I follow that are live are just chatting, and then four of my recommended channels are just chatting.
Yeah. And
So
it's not like we watch a lot of just chatting anyways.
yeah, well, I don't watch a lot of Twitch. I just follow people that
That's fair.
sometimes do just chatting, and if you do a just chatting stream, that's all it pops up for like a week.
The only time I've watched just chatting was the subathon.
Yeah, I popped into the subathon. Speaking of Ludwig, he's live, but that's pretty buggers.
Speaking of Twitch, Tommy in its alt channel currently has 81,000 viewers.
Yeah, he's doing a Q&A with the Tubster,
Late
which is
night,
fun.
actually.
Yeah, because it's like midnight or 1 a.m. for them, because British.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did like a Tumblr did like a stream earlier that was we can talk about that I guess even though it's old news by the time this goes up. They did a stream where they were running around a park with Tubbo stands that just mm, I will refrain from going any further, but
Hmm.
that just kind of chased them around for a bit for like 30 minutes.
I think they stole Tubbo's phone,
Oh yeah,
at least
one of the groups were
for a
really
little
weird, and
bit.
I think they tried to take his phone or did. I don't know
Yeah.
if they ended up getting it back or not. I didn't pay much
Like,
attention.
dude, I don't care if you're a stan or a regular fan. That's just not appropriate. Like, you
Oh,
can't
I
do
would
that.
have
That is
punched him.
actually illegal.
Oh,
That is
I
illegal.
would have, if I would have
And you
knocked him
can't deny
out,
that it happened because it happened on camera.
and well, they would have had to turn the camera off because violence would get getting Tubbo banned.
Oh, yeah.
But I would have knocked
Well,
him
yeah, if
out.
they just straight up punched him, yeah, they would have
Yeah,
had to turn the camera off. It's stealing the phone.
yeah. No, I would have knocked
There's video
the clean
evidence
out.
that that happened. So,
You don't take people's property, and you
no.
not expect repercussions. They're just lucky that they didn't like beat the shit out of that kid.
Yeah.
Because it's Tommy and Tubbo. I mean, I don't
Bro,
think they could fight.
those people were like
But
coked out or something.
oh yeah, no, like it's
Uh, I think we got one
how
more
douchey
topic
it
to
was.
talk about here.
Do we? God, I'm
Yeah.
just
What's the first thing that you want to do after COVID? If you could do anything, like money's not a problem,
after COVID, as in like
what would you
now.
do?
Uh,
No, that's not what I meant. Like after travel restrictions, after masks are not seen as normal anymore, what's the first thing you want to do?
uh,
Like place you want to go, thing you want to see,
I think
what do you want to do?
I don't know about well, the mask thing. I think those are going to be normal, just not required nowadays. But
Yeah,
people will just choose to wear them, and that's fine.
yeah.
But once people just let life be normal, shit. If I didn't have to worry about money, I would just travel. Honestly, like not the world because that's a lot of work. But like just up the coast. I'll just take a trip up and down the East Coast to places I haven't been. Just a big
That's
old trip,
fair.
just out through the summer. If I didn't have to worry about money or anything,
I would. I'd want to travel Europe
that's
just
fair.
because I'm a big history nerd,
Oh yeah,
and you can't. There's not really much history in the United States of America. I mean, God, history books weren't really kept about this place until the 1500s, anyways.
yeah. No, I mean, I'd like to travel to Europe in the future. That's for sure. I just right now, it's like it's something
I
I'm interested in, but like the first thing I do, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not much. I'm not as big of a fan about the actual traveling part of international travel.
No,
Once I get
I'm not a
there,
fan about
but
the international travel. I don't want to
like,
international travel. I just
yeah,
want to get to the place.
yeah. Like I've been out of the country just once for traveling. It's just shit. It's
Yeah.
just, I've been out on international waters. Everyone's favorite thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Uh, that's a fun story, but not now. So
Yeah, I feel like that people are just like so done with COVID.
oh, I've been yeah. No, I've been done for like 6 months now. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
like,
we all sat patiently through this first lockdown, expected things to get better, and then they didn't.
and then they just didn't, and now it's just kind of excessive at this point.
I mean, I suppose with like the UK is doing really good right now, and they just got out of lockdown.
They are, yeah, it's good on them. Uh,
Uh,
I don't know. I just want to not. I just want to stop having to wear a fucking mask.
it's
We're not in a
it's
state
like
that's like
yeah,
super
it's
high on
really
COVID
weird
right
for our
now.
state, because we don't have big cities,
We do not
so it
know.
never COVID never really spread here the way it did like in every other
No,
state.
we had like a couple case. Like at most, we had at least in our town like maybe like 100 cases. That was like our
Yeah,
biggest day,
to like
and like
for what's the word? For
uh,
like I can't think of
uh
the word. Anyways, so our town has like 40,000 people in it,
yeah,
I want to say, and our
we're
county
like the third or
has
fourth biggest town
80,000. Our
for
county has 80,000 people in it.
that's like the third or fourth biggest town in the state for
And
context.
yeah, and the county had max 100 new cases a day out of
Yeah,
80,000. And that was considered bad for our state.
yeah, like the oh, if you
We never
wanna
really got COVID the way everyone else did.
no, I've not met a single person who's had COVID personally. I
I've
know that's
met
not like a great
two.
indicator, but like, well, I think it's possible, but it was like January last year. My legal guardian may
Yeah,
have
I
had
think
COVID.
I think I think COVID spread here way before COVID was an issue.
Yeah, I think it was here way before because they had every single symptom of COVID. It came so suddenly and was gone a week later.
Yeah.
So and
I
the
I
way
got sick in like January,
I didn't get
and
sick, I'm
I honestly
shocked I
think that's
didn't,
what it was.
but they were like the only one, and I think if that was truly COVID, that's the only person I met that had. And I've been out quite a like enough to where realistically I probably should have if it was more widespread here probably got it. I've been to two funerals since
Same
COVID
here.
started.
Yeah.
I've been on two different trips since well no, the first one was right before COVID. So one trip out of state to a different state where they just
I
didn't
think
give
I've
a
been on
fuck.
4 trips since
Yeah.
COVID,
Yeah.
and I never got it.
Like
So either I've already had it, or I'm just not gonna get it at this point in it.
yeah. Either I was asymptomatic or I just haven't got it.
Yeah.
Um so you know, and like I worked for a hot minute too during COVID. Like I don't know. It just hasn't been like as big of an issue here. So I'm really shocked we still have a mask mandate.
I am too, just because our
Like,
cases aren't bad at all right
and
now, for
this,
one.
yeah, and I don't want people saying I'm like anti-mask. I don't really give a shit. It's
I don't
just
care what you
when they're
do.
not necessary, I don't want to be forced to wear them. I mean, come and
Yeah,
like stores and shit can still require them if they want. I just won't shop there
that's
unless
their
I have
decision.
to.
Yeah,
Um, but like I'm tired of just having to fucking wear it when it's not necessary here. And you
same
can get
here.
pissed at me in the comments. I don't really care. That's just my thought process. I'm not saying like I'm not like the big conspiracy theorists like, hey, masks are
Yeah, we're
bad.
not COVID deniers. We just
I'm
don't think it's necessary where we live.
no, I'm done giving a shit when it's not necessary here.
Yeah,
Uh, I understand other places it may still be. That's different.
we're not other places, basically.
Yeah,
We're a very weird
we're like the
place.
third biggest city, and we only have like 40,000 people in our state. Like
Yeah,
our biggest city is like a average city in like Ohio
yeah,
or like any other state probably. But
well,
I just say
yeah.
Ohio because it's
Any
still
state
more.
that
Yeah,
has actual people in it.
yeah. Our biggest, I don't know the part. It's probably like just around 100K. I'm gonna guess, maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked at like most more recent numbers for our biggest state or biggest city. Shit.
The state. Our biggest city has 135,000 people in it.
Okay. Well, there you go. And we're like the
Yeah,
third or fourth biggest. It's a pretty big jump. That's like the only big city we have. So it's like the only we just got a bunch of small towns. So
yeah.
yeah, it's not
Wait, no,
bad
never
here.
mind. It has a lot less people in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was gonna
Wrong
say.
one. Wrong one.
I feel like it's
My
more
bad.
closer like just 100K.
It's
Uh,
actually not. It's like 50,000 people.
what? Really?
Our biggest city has 50,000 people in it. Well, it's because
Really?
the city that we live in is technically two, or
That's
else,
true. Our city is literally just two or is like two towns that are literally interconnected, but are technically two separate entities.
yeah,
And then
technically.
one of them has like a fierce battle between like the southern half of the city and like the other half for
Yeah.
some reason. So if you want to technically be really technical, there's sort of three because they like to think of themselves as
If
separate.
uh if we combined, we would be just under the second largest.
Yeah. Shit, I thought it was more than. I thought it was at least closer to 100K. Shit.
No. We have a lot of people just spread out through the country.
Uh,
Country, yeah,
yeah.
countryside, not the country as in this.
Yeah,
You
nah,
get what I
yeah.
mean.
Our it's very spread out. We just have a bunch of really small towns.
We have a
That's
lot
our
of
state.
rural areas.
Yeah. No.
Suburbs are considered big cities where
Yeah. Yeah,
where we
basically.
live.
Yeah, that's it's interesting. Um,
Yeah,
I don't think we have too much else to talk about here, like off the top of my head.
no.
We could talk about like upcoming possible podcast stuff, like the first cast maybe eventually.
Maybe,
If
possibly,
we can actually get these out on a decent schedule first, we'll try to get
maybe.
them back on.
If things go to plan,
If we can get
Mr. Sci-Fi will be the
yeah,
first
sci-fi from the
guest on the
SMP,
podcast.
sci-fi on YouTube, Music Man as well. I think sometimes,
If if
like
not, uh, I don't know, maybe Wild.
I don't know, Wild's
We
shown
could
interest
talk
in
to
the
him.
past. He also has his own show now, The Wild Show on YouTube.
Maybe Lewis.
No,
You don't have to be there for that episode. Come on,
I
I'll
will.
record it.
Yeah, I will veto the decision or not show up. Uh, um, and I don't know. There's a couple people we could have for guests. There's a couple other things.
Oh, I know a couple guests we could have.
Oh God, what? Who?
Uh, Cheesus and Harpo underscore gaming. We could
Oh
have
yeah,
them as
yeah,
guests
yeah.
on the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be a good guest. The other half of Unfunny that's shown up once. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Eh, God, I can tell there's gonna. Well, I mean, if they watch the content, which
Uh,
the one
I
to
don't care. They
99 on
can
that
watch
one.
it, dude. They should have been here. They should have been there
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, they do. They don't. Well, we're either gonna have a big argument in the Unfunny Inc. Discord, or we'll just know they don't. One of them at least doesn't watch the content, which he doesn't. So
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to talk about. We've hit the hour mark.
No,
That's all we care about here. Come on now, folks. Um,
come on. We just had to hit an hour.
yeah, of course, of course. Nah, if you wanna, could probably do this. If you want to talk about something specific, maybe on the next episode, we could start doing like a part of the podcast where we take stuff to like talk about with in consideration of like things. Won't just take any subject matter. Um, I don't know, or just like you ask us something. I don't know. I don't think we're big enough to do Q&A segments yet. We have like 10 to 15
No.
active viewers.
So
Uh,
I was thinking we get a Minx on the next episode.
oh really? That
Yeah.
sounds oddly familiar.
I don't know where you would hear that from, but
Obviously, must be the Chuckle Burger podcast.
Chuckleburger. Yeah.
Uh,
Laughing Burger
Laughing
podcast.
Burger, clearly. Laughing Loaf of Bread, yeah, podcast.
Yes.
Clearly. Yeah,
Anyways,
maybe.
it's been episode 4 of the Unfunny Inc. podcast. It's been me, Justinmd, and my co-host, Mr. JO3,
Your
and
co-host, not the other members. Their links aren't in the
not the other
description.
members.
They're
Yeah,
not
they're
with
not
them though.
there.
They're not there.
It's
Um,
been great having you listen to us today. Maybe we'll be back next week. Who knows?
they were getting 2 leads done in a row,
We will
bruh.
most likely be back at some point. See y'all
Maybe.
next time.